Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Rangers Radio, the Scottish Cup Day, Rangers versus Aberdeen. I'm joined here today with Jimmy. How are you doing, Jimmy?
Afternoon, George. I'm doing fine, mate. How are you?
Alright, you're looking forward to this today?
Oh, definitely, mate. Can't wait. Been bussing since Friday, we were on here on Friday, and can't wait. Pleased with the team. I know we'll get that announced in the next couple of minutes, but fantastic. Looking forward to it, mate.
Big massive game for the manager. For a big massive game for everybody, Jimmy. We need to step up and go up there and do the job and get back down the road and look for the next round of the cup. It's as simple as that. We talk about certain things in games and that, but it's all about winning the day. That's the most important, and getting it in the heart for the next round, Jimmy, isn't it?
Aye, I mean the momentum we've got now, 14 goals without reply. We need to keep that going, George. No saying we're going to score a barrel load today. Use the Bridgeman thing was at one with Dazo, but we need to come back for Sheepland with a win into the semi-final of the cup. So I'm thinking we're more than capable of doing it the day with the team that we've got out. And as I say, the momentum we've got, 14-4, nothing against in 3 games. So let's go for it today, mate.
If we can keep that up, that'll be alright anyway, won't it? That'll give a good game going up there against that lot, because he'll have them right up for it. He's always got them right up for it. It doesn't matter who they play last week. I think they played Hamilton last week and go back 2-0, but that doesn't matter. Like Boswell's famous for saying, this is their cup final of the day. Even the quarter-final cup is a cup final for them. They've got 4 or 5 of them a year, and that's the big games against us. That's what they're looking forward to. I just noticed here as well, Jim, your fans are going up there with no tickets and things like that, and they're still flogging the tickets. There's still tickets to be sold up there and things like that. That's embarrassing for the Scottish Cup, not just their club, for the Scottish Cup, for our fans to be going up there with no tickets. But that's another story anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got the team here, Jimmy. Will I read out the team?
On you go, pal.
It's actually the same team as what played the other night there. McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Worrell, Barisic, Jack, Kamara, Arfield. It's good to see Arfield in there. I didn't think he'd been there actually. Candias, Kent and Morelos, and then the subs bench I think is pretty much the same as well. Defoe, Lafferty, McCrory, Koulibaly, Halliday, Katic and Fordingham. So it's the same bench, same team. Yeah. So that's the team I would want to put out in the park then, Jimmy. What about you?
We were saying that the other night. We would have said obviously if Arfield would have been there, would we have played McCrory or would have played Davis, but that would have been the only change that I could have seen, George. So Arfield's obviously fit. Maybe the manager was throwing a wee bit of span on the works and trying to a wee white elephant there to try and make them think that no, Arfield might not be playing. But that's, to me at the moment, that's our strongest team, and I'm pleased with that team. No, I've not got any complaints. Everyone there should be capable of working for 90 minutes a day, which I'd like to see. We keep the 45 minutes with the other. They were brilliant, George, but we tapered out in the second half, so I want to see that continue. And we did that up there the last time we beat them 4-2. We played for intense 90 minutes, so we're looking for that today. But that team is a team I would have picked today, mate, definitely. In
fact, I see Davis isn't even on the bench today, Jimmy. I just noticed that.
Just about to say that, mate. I don't even see Davis on the bench, so...
She's on the bench. That last game up there, Defoe came off the bench and scored a cracker just to top up the goals as well. But I'll just say the new, we can't actually take it. Skype's changed how they've changed things the day, Jimmy. So we can actually take phone callers on the phone. It's all going to have to be on the Skype. So I think Fox and Oxy's been telling folk for a while to try and get hooked up with Skype so they can get on the show. Like, so if folk want to call in today, they're going to have to do it through the Rangers Radio online at Skype. So that's a bit of a difference today for the folks. I hope some folk can get in touch with us through Skype. Like,
yeah, that's the only way at the moment until our technical guys in the future can sort it out. But Skype is the future. So if you, as George says here, guys, if you're listening out there and you want to come in and speak to anybody here, then just get yourself onto the Skype, whatever platform you're using. Just get yourself on here and come and talk to us, and we'll be more than happy to have a wee chat with you about everything about the Rangers.
It's a big, massive game today, Jimmy. So I hope folk can phone up and give their point of view. It's alright us talking about how the game's got to go and what kind of result we're expecting, but it's good for other people to come in and give their opinion as well.
The line-up today is, to me, he's settled for our traditional 4-3-3. And it will be interesting to see how the game pans out, if we will eventually maybe go to the 4-4-2 to try and win the game or stick with what he's got. But as I said before, George, the intensity we've been playing the first 45 minutes, the last 3 games, and then it was the second 45 we petered out a bit. So, as I say, you want to see that going forward. I'm looking for a big performance for Arfield today again, and certainly Kamara. I mean, Kamara's been a revelation since he started, so let's hope that he continues that way. And Ryan Jack's playing at his skin. It's no a concern, about Barisic. I think he deserves his chance to have a run in the team. I mean, a lot of people were saying that they'd rather see Andy Halliday in there. I'm 50-50 on that. I think Barisic is going to be given the chance. My feeling on Worrell, but at the moment in time, he's no doing anything wrong to be displaced. I know sometimes there's a couple of wee blips here and there, but for me, he deserves to be playing. So over that, the subs bench is a good strong bench, and I know you say that Davis isn't on the bench, but we can cope with that. We've got young McCrory there, Koulibaly and Halliday. We've got enough cover there for any eventualities or any injuries or a tactical substitution, mate.
Aye, that's right. I think what you're saying there about Kamara's been absolutely fantastic for us, Jimmy. I'm the first to say it. I knew nothing about the guy. Absolutely not a single thing about the guy. I didn't really watch other players unless somebody really catches his eye. So he never really caught my eye when he was playing with Dundee, playing against us. But the last few games, he's been absolutely fantastic. I said the other night, he remembers me a wee bit like Morris Edu, the way he plays the game, the way he passes, the way he goes into tackles. He's a bit of an athlete as well. I think he's just fitted perfectly into our midfield. I mean, Koulibaly was getting a game in the midfield for a while there, and McCrory, I like McCrory, don't get me wrong. I think McCrory's a cracking player and he's got to be a cracking player in the future. But just the midfield, the new way, Jack, Kamara, Arfield, and that midfield, obviously, Candias on one side and Kent on the other side. I think it's a good balance, a really good balance in our midfield. I think Kamara's actually a bit of a football player, if I'm honest, Jimmy. He can break things through. And we've got obviously guys for the wings who can do it as well to get the ball to be Alfredo. So I think we've got quite a good balance in our midfield, and quite happy with the way we're lining up.
Aye, the midfield, I mean, at one point we seemed to be flooded by midfielders and that, but I think now that the gaffer's condensed it and managed to see what the best is that he can put out in any given game and that. But I'd agree with you about Kamara. I remember seeing him when he came to Ibrox and I wasn't over enamoured with him. I thought he was a decent player. But he has come on leaps and bounds since he's came to us. As I said last week, coming back, there's a lot of people putting similarities. I mean, you're saying Morris Edu, and I can see that, George. A lot of guys are saying to me, do you think at times he looks his passing and he's reading your games a bit like Barry Ferguson? And I think it was Bridgeman that said last week that it's a wee bit soon to be comparing him with Barry Ferguson. I agree with that, but his gameplay is all round. I like the way he's heads up midfield, looking to see what's happening. Great passer of the ball, great reading of the ball. And with Jack and Arfield in there with him, I think it's a good combination. And I think, unfortunately, Stephen Davis is not getting a look in that way. But if these 3 guys can keep themselves match fit, that is your midfield for foreseeable future, I would say.
Well, that's the thing. I says a couple of weeks ago there, Jimmy, about Stephen Davis. If he isn't getting in the team, it's going to be good for Rangers because it means your midfielders are actually doing the job you want them to do. Now, Kamara went into that midfield, and he could have came fell back out straight away if he never done the job. But he's hit the ground running, been absolutely fantastic. So I think he's been a great signing for what we paid for him, Jimmy. He's been absolutely a great signing. Like,
aye. See, Jim McIntyre's a manager of Dundee. For some reason, he didn't seem to fancy him. He wasn't playing him every game. And then when the interest came in for Rangers, and then obviously when he signed a pre-contract with Rangers, he dropped him all the way. So I was kind of swirling. Should they pay 50,000 for him? Is he really worth that? Because I was under the impression that Stephen Davis would come in running and be in the team, but he's proved us all wrong, and long may it continue. So Stephen Davis looks to me the international player he is and the legend he is, because he is a Rangers legend, is going to have to fight for his place, George.
Well, that's a good thing, Jimmy. I think we've been joined by Ozzy on the Skype. Are you there, Ozzy?
How you going, guys?
How are you doing,
buddy?
All right.
What's your thinking of the team, Ozzy?
Good to see consistency.
Yeah.
And hopefully we have we put together 2 halves, complete halves.
That's what I was saying. I was saying that to George. You know, that's the thing. We need to continue playing for 90 minutes. The last 3 games it was 45. You know, and I think the intensity of the game against a team like Aberdeen, we've got to make sure we play for the 90 minutes. Would you agree with that? Aye.
I agree with that. Yeah. I mean, they'll look for an equaliser or a goal to get ahead.
Yeah.
Even up to the 93rd minute or whatever it is. I mean, we know they're like that. So.
Yeah, well, we've said before, you know, the games don't last 90 minutes now, so it's got to be 90 plus, whatever it is, you know, and we've got to be fully focused on that. I don't know if I've got the Aberdeen team handy for anybody that wants to know it. I can't seem to find it, but they've got 4 or 5 injuries, but it's nice to see who Fred's going to be up against. I know that it really matters in the sense is that we've got to compete on the day, but it's a game that we know that they're going to mix it with Fred, and Fred can mix it himself, but I think he's got to keep his temper today. And like Foxy's saying in the last few weeks and probably months now, I'm not into this petulance thing. You know, he likes to play on the edge, and that's the type of player Alfredo is. So, unfortunately, because he's the way he plays on the edge, it costs some bookings and sending off. So, I'd like to see him, as I've always said, Ozzy, that what he should be doing is the same as Ali McCoy used to do. Just dust his cell down, get up, put the ball in the net, and give him a big laugh. And that would sicken him more.
Aye, let his feet do the talking.
Yeah. There's the Aberdeen team just above your head in the studio there, Jimmy, on the telly. If you move your head a wee bit, I'll be able to see it. There it's there, aye. Yeah, they've got Lewis and goals there, Jimmy.
Okay.
They've got Ball, Constantine, McKenna. So obviously McKenna is the one that was our gaffer was talking about the other night there. They've got young Lewis Ferguson. They've got Shinnie. They've got Stewart. Who's the other one? I just missed the other one there. Cosgrove, he's the boy that scores the goals for them, as you know. Is he the one that scores? He's the one that scores the goals for them and things like that, isn't he? Mackay Stevens. So I mean, that's probably the. I don't really know, Jimmy. That's just their team. I don't know if that's their strongest team or if there's anybody missing for that.
Well, they say that Mackay Stevens probably has a chance he wouldn't make it. So they were doing the same as we are feeling that. You know, I mean, the boy Cosgrove was bumping his gums in the papers the other day, and that, you know, that basically, not saying he said Rangers had no chance, but he said that he was very confident. And there's nothing wrong with that, being very confident the team that you play for is going to win, but it was kind of been disrespectful to Rangers, you know, about the 4-2 result the last time, you know. I can't see where he gets his thinking for, you know, and but Rangers destroyed Aberdeen that day. The 4-2 flattered Aberdeen, so I've not got any fears. What we need to do, but look, that team that you've just read out there, George, we need to be strong. You know, we know what Shinnie and we know what McKenna's going to be doing to Alfredo, and young Kent's going to get a kicking about as well as soon as he tries to skin down that left wing. So the referee's got to be strong today, and hopefully strong. No, just for Rangers, but he's got to be strong for both teams, and that includes any silly tackles and that, and nobody go over the top and just decide that he's going to book one of your players, especially Fred, for what people are calling his petulance. So it'll be interesting to see how that battle pans out during the 90 minutes.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, what our manager was saying the other day, and he was absolutely bang on about wee Alfredo and the big boy McKenna. It's good to watch these kind of battles, Jimmy. Let's be honest about it. Is, and the last time the two of them got sent off, I'm not just saying this, I don't think Alfredo should have been sent off in that game, but I think with the two of them the way they were doing, it's easy for the referee just to send the two of them off. It would be good to see the game finishing with all the players on the part of the day, and let's see how we can do it. And like Ozzy was saying there, if we can get somebody take a game against them today. We've no fears with our team. Can you saying they've got a couple of guys? They've said they've had a couple of guys missing. We're supposed to have had a couple of guys missing. It looks like pretty much the two teams are up to strength. So it's a big game today, a really big game. I think we'll be enjoying with Bear down under as well. Are you there, Bear?
How are we, guys?
All right, Bear, how you doing, pal?
There you go, man.
Good, guys. I'm just actually literally sitting in the middle of with dodgy reception. Don't know if I'm going to be able to watch the game. Holiday weekend, but I managed to tune in anyway. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yep.
Don't know the situation with the team, but hopefully you can fill me in and let me know what's going on.
When you go, George?
Just the same team as last week, Bear. McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Worrell, Barisic, that's our defence. And in the midfield, we've got Jack, Kamara, Arfield, Candias, Kent, with me, Alfredo up front. So it's the same team as as you were saying. It's good to see a bit of consistency in the team. What do you make of the team today? Was you happy with that?
I think it's pretty straightforward enough. I think it's settled in it. I think it's settled enough. I'm interested to see is that big bloke McKenna playing that big centre half? Is he in?
Him and Shinny and the big guy Cosgrove, Mackay Stevens, Lewis Ferguson. Basically, they've got a full strength team.
I think the only one missing for their team is the boy Shea Logan for the right back. I think Dominic Ball's playing in that position, Jim. Apart from that,
that's good. There'll be no excuses when we take 4 or 5 after them. Then that's good.
Good.
That's what to look today.
Anyway,
the bench Bear is Foderium, Katic, Halliday, Koulibaly, McCrory, Lafferty and Defoe. There's no Stephen Davis on the bench. Are you surprised at that?
He's not even made. Is that an injury or is that just the depth of the squad? What do you think with that?
Depth of the squad. I think Matchday Bear have been in agreement that unfortunately Stephen Davis hasn't been up to scratch. So I don't know if it's a tactical move, if he's just kind of thought that he's not in the running for a squad place, or if it's an injury. There was no indication in the presser over the weekend that the Bazette rang me, Stephen Davis. It seemed to be the gaffer spoke about Arfield had quite a wee bit of an injury, and so did Andy Halliday. But one's made the bench, and the other one's playing, obviously. So, but there's no place here for Davis. So you're quite surprised at that yourself, that Davis isn't there if it's tactical?
I'm surprised, definitely, but I'm also glad that whoever's sanctioning these deals at Ibrox we're actually, instead of going and giving these guys 18 months contract, we're actually getting a look at them. Are these players on a loan deal? Because let's be honest, if Davis keeps going the way he's gone at the end of the season, as a Rangers supporter, I'll be disappointed if we offer him another deal. You just say, thank you very much, sir. No work to it. Hope everything works out well. So, we let's be honest, we were looking about signing this boy in an 18-month deal. And, as much as it pains me to say, is you kind of live in your reputation. And we move on, and, we get Kamara there. You look at Kamara. So then you go, Jimmy.
So do you think in hindsight that we took Stephen Davis on this 6 month instead of the 18-month contract? You think that's been more beneficial to us because of the way that Davis is playing now? Because he's only here to the end of the season with the option of another 12 months. So do you think that we made the right decision there? Aye.
Jimmy, I think it's self-explanatory, don't you? I think that whoever's making the deals is paying that. Whoever's making is earning their money at Ibrox. Do you know what I mean? I think that's fair to say. I think that, as every Rangers fan, we all went, get him here. Do what we need to do. If it's 18 months, 2 years, we all agreed. You know what I mean? But we're all just Rangers fans at the end of the day. We're not involved in the game. We're all experts. Look, whoever's made that deal, whoever it was, they're earning their money at Ibrox. Even with the likes of, there's guys out there that knew that I'd rather see back there. Look at Doherty, and that's out in loan, and I think we're going to be stronger in the summer. The manager will have a better look. But Davis, to me, as much as it pains me to say, he's a Rangers. I don't know if you can. To me, he's a bit of a legend, and what he's achieved for us. You know, he's just no cutting the mustard. So no, but look, we've got to look forward. We're bigger than Stephen Davis. We're bigger than what we're trying to achieve. So I don't know. The main focus of the day is getting up there and doing them comfortable. And that's a priority.
What about you, Oz? What do you think about the Stephen Davis situation?
He hasn't really hit the ground running, has he? I mean, he might put in a couple of good passes in a game, but then he just drops out of the game, and then he has it's just, you can tell the difference in the time when he was with us before to now.
Yeah, definitely.
You can see maybe his legs are starting to go a little bit.
Yeah. I think that's very evident. You're right there, or is it, in the same as like Bear was thinking, I think that we can all see that he's an entirely different player now, and that's unfortunate because us who revered him when he was here the first time, it's sad to see him like that. And let's hope that he proves a lot is wrong, that come the end of the season he proves us that he's worthy another 12 months, 6 months or whatever, but that only time will tell. But sadly,
that's still a strong bench, but Jimmy, Ken, if you look at your bench today, the cover for Andy Halliday and Katic Halliday can cover midfield as well, but he'll probably be a defensive cover, and Katic defensive cover. We've got Koulibaly, Ross McCrory cover for the midfield, and then we've also got we've got up front, we've got Lafferty and Defoe as cover, so that's a strong bench for me.
Of course, every area's covered. Every area's covered there.
Guys, it's even going back to the Davis situation there. I think a good exit department and signing players have got to also look at. You got to look at Dorrans. Dorrans has brought in his reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Rangers supporter. Before we said he had limited. You look at his career, the past 2 or 3 years before that, he played limited games, and we just assumed. I had Rangers fans sitting to me, we've signed the best striker in Scotland, and we've signed the best striker, and the best defender in Scotland, and the best midfielder in Scotland, and that we're talking about Bruno Alves, and look how that looked to be. Do you know what I mean? I think what I do like about the Davis deal is it seems to be we've learned for that. What we kind of keep buying players on reputation. So I'm confident whatever's happening at Ibrox now is we're in safe hands. So, but the Dorrans deal and that's we kind of keep going the way we're going.
I'm just seeing there that Aberdeen are lining up with a 4-2-3-1. So I was just looking at that there. We seems to be lining up allegedly 4-1-4-1, which that's kind of along the lines of what Fox was talking about. Only I think Fox was saying there that if Arfield wasn't fit, he'd have probably put Fred back there and put Defoe up front. So it says on paper here it's a 4-1-4-1, and Aberdeen George is a 4-2-3-1. I don't know how you see that panning out. They're playing with Cosgrove up front, and obviously we've got Fred. So it looks to me as if they're trying to stifle us there, because I've got Mackay, Stephen, Ferguson and Ball on the right, and Lowe, Shinnie and McClellan on the left. And we've obviously got Candyman and Tav on the right, and Barisic and Kent on the left.
It doesn't matter how we look like we're lining up, Jimmy. We're a 4-3-3. That's the way we do, and it's just the way it is. I wouldn't have even known how Aberdeen would have lined up, to be honest. But if that's the way it's looking, that's a bit of a defensive team as well. So we're going to have to break them down today, Jimmy. It's not going to be easy. And like I was saying about Kamara earlier on, we were talking about, it's good to have him in the mid, because I think he's a bit of a football player, Jimmy. So he can break things up through the middle. We've got Kent on one side and Candyman on the other side. So that we've got Arfield through the middle as well. So we should be able to break them down today. I'm looking forward to the game. I think we should be really up for this game today. And like you were saying about a score, I'm not saying we're going to go today and score barrel loads, but our confidence is right up today, Jimmy. we should be really up for the game of the day. The players should be up for the game of the day. A big, massive day. And I've just seen a picture of the weather up there. It looks like a cracking day for a game.
Aye, it looks a good day.
I hope those guys are right up for it today. If we're up for it, like Ox always says, if we're up for this and we play today, we win. It's as simple as that.
Aye, definitely. You know, as I say, I was looking at the way that, they brought in the guy Lowe at left back and big Dom Ball at the right back with Considine and McKenna in the centre of defence with Ferguson and Shinnie. So, I mean, we've got to combat that. That's we've got to break that down. That's a terrible way to play it as a home team. You know, it's as if they were playing away. But anyway, as you're right, Kamara's more than capable of breaking that down. And Fred will fight for every ball, come back into his own half for any ball that he can. I need to hope that. I mean, we've always said here that when Tavernier and Candyman are on their game, up that right-hand side, we're lethal. We know what Tavernier and Candace can do for us. Barisic, we're not saying the jury's out, but him and Ryan Kent, they complement each other. So this is where Barisic has got to show that he is the big-time player that we all know he is, George. So I'm confident we'll get a result today. I'm not going to go over the top, as I'm going to do the bridge, man. I'd be happy like Macy's a 1-0 because it gets us into the semi-final of the Cup, because obviously the puddle drinkers got in there yesterday after beating the spoon burners. So we'll just need to, I'm looking at their team. They look as if they're going to go ultra defence, try and get us on the break, mate.
Well, that's the thing. It's just a matter of just on a bridge, man. It's just a matter of getting in the next round, Jimmy Ken. You want to play good football, you want to score goals and things like that. But see, the be all and end all is you're in that hat for the draw. That's the most important thing, isn't it?
Definitely, because I mean, like you, I'm still confident that there could be another helicopter Sunday this season. You know, so some of the guys I go to the game with, I mean, they were under the impression that end of the week there that, I mean, basically this is your last chance this season for silverware. I'm not buying that. We're still in the two competitions that matter, so let's take this one the day first. As you say, 1-0 days, George, get our name in the hat for the semi-finals and drawing Monday night, and then we'll take it from there. But looking at the team, that I would say that team is more than capable of breaking that Aberdeen team down. And let's hope that the 22 stay on the park, and we get an entertaining game, and at the end of the 90 minutes, it's us that progress to the semi-final.
Well, that's what we've got hope for, eh? You can in there.
I think, guy. Sorry. Just coming in there, we agree exactly with everything you just said, but I think what we've got to keep an eye on everything on all four fronts is we need to keep making statements. You know, let's be honest, we dropped 8 points, but we retaliated by making a statement. You know, it's 2-5-0, was it 4? And you know, and I think as much as what's happening there in Castle Grayskull, I think we just need to keep doing and going a bit of business. Yep. I'm pretty, you know, we've got no reason to, you know, we're at 8 points ahead of them now, innit? And we're a better team. And I think we've got to go in with confidence, go up there, keep our discipline, and go and convincingly beat them. If we turn up today, I'm expecting 3 at least. I think we're a far guys. I think as a supporters group as well, we confidence that the team gives us. You know.
Yeah.
And, you know, even with Gerard in his interviews, we breed after that, and we've got to keep being confident, and we've got to keep being positive, because I believe that after what's happened over the road, that, you know, there's a potential there. If they drop points, all that Lennon's going to end up going for the jugular, and he'll end up potentially losing the dressing room. So we just got to keep going a bit of business and turning up and being comprehensive. So, look, guys, I'm sorry for jumping in there, but anyway, Jimmy, I got a phone call. I found out the news about the Rodgers thing for a good mate of yours, wee Gary. It was straight on the marker. He predicted it about 6 hours before it came out in the media. I told him it was full of shite. and I had to phone him up and apologise to him. So that's what you know when you get good.
Well, you see, Gary,
good Presbyterian.
I was talking to him in the Facebook earlier. So you speak to Gary, better tell him I was asking for him, pal, will you?
And likewise, he was asking. I was speaking to him the other day, and he was sending his cards. So anyway, guys, sorry for coming in there.
No, you're all right, Ben.
That's a point we've got to make. We're going to be.
Right, pal, take care.
Will you try to come in there by a point, Ozzy? Yeah. Is that Rudy joined the call, is it?
Hello, George. How we doing, Jimmy? How we doing, Job?
How you doing, mate?
You looking forward to this game of the day, up for the game of the day?
I've got the old butterflies going. I'm up Noban, George, and it's absolutely bucketing down. I hope that's no sign of things to come, mate. Yeah, I'm sitting in the car now, but I'm heading off to the pub in the next 10 minutes. Couple of beers and watch you famous. But the butterflies are gone, George, I have to say. Had a wee look at the team, and it looks like a good team. It should be good enough, shouldn't it? You know, we've got the quality there.
Yeah.
But every dirty trick will be pulled in the book today against Alfredo and Kent and the quality players that we've got on the side. So they need to be mindful of that today. They've experienced Aberdeen. They know how they play. They know what their game's all about. So they've got to be mindful of that, especially Alfredo. Last thing we need is Alfie walking again today. You know, we need him on the causing all sorts of ruckus in their defence. You know, and he's got to be on the park today. But I think we'll come away with a 3-1 today, guys, hopefully.
I don't think I don't think we can make any excuses today, Rudy. Again, we look at that team today, we're all pretty confident with the team. We're playing quite well and things like that. We didn't dirty tricks and things like that, but we need to be clever. And if we play football, we beat them today, Rudy. It's as simple as that. Ox says it all the time. We play them, we beat them. We've got a better team than them. So if our guys are up for it and want today, justice for the jersey, we win the game today, Rudy. It's as simple as that. No excuses.
I agree with 100%, George. Aye, we've got the quality, but I mean, the last few games we've had a few shutouts, haven't we? We've scored 14 goals in the last 3 games. If they continue with their performances up there today, I have absolutely no doubts that we can come away with a win today. But it's all about keeping their head on the park today, George, you know. And I've seen it before, George.
Talking about that team the other night there, Rudy, we will beat off Hamilton. It'll not be the same team to play against Rangers that played against Hamilton Aggies, and that's what it was. They've got their 4 cup finals a year or 3 cup finals a year, whatever it is. They've got to play. He'll have the guys up for every tackle. They'll be pumping punching the dressing room doors and that about now because they're playing against the famous. They wouldn't have been doing that the other night. They were dropping points against Hamilton. That's the difference, Rudy.
Yeah, you can bet your bottom dollar on that, George. I mean, it's probably their biggest game of the season is this game of the day, isn't it? I mean, it's the biggest game of the season for us as well, but it's definitely their biggest game of the season. And you'll not say the same. Aberdeen, as you say, has played Hamilton against Hamilton the other night. For us, we just have to be mindful of how we play. We just have to be mindful of what's happening. The players have to be mindful of what's happening round about them, you know, and they've got to be up for it today 100%. We don't want any of the boys walking off the park today, you know. As I said, every dirty trick in the book. But we're going to face a different Aberdeen. We're going to face the Aberdeen that nobody else seems to face, you know what I mean? The McInnes will have them totally up for it. No doubt they'll have all their daft pictures on the tunnel again and all the rest of it. They changed all their pictures the last time, didn't they?
Aye. They're big games every season, Rudy, is against us, mate. That is the only time. The result against Hamilton just epitomises what they're all about, you know. But when they come to play us, you know, it's as if it is their cup final all the time, you know. And as I say, wait to see what happens next week when they go to Pedo Dome. They'll fall apart as they usually do. So, I mean, we're more than capable of beating this team. They will be up for it, but we should be up for it as well. And as I said earlier on, the 4-2 game the last time, they flattered them. I mean, we should have won 6 or 7 that day. So, the same intensity for 90 minutes as I keep saying. And like yourself, Fred needs to be mindful that the day is again a battle. And you don't mind a battle because as the big guy Darren Adie said the other night there, he says, no, playing against a player like Morelos, he relished that, and it's a battle. And as the gaffer says, McKenna and Morelos is a battle to behold, but we want them to stay in the park. And if Fred's going to get kicked, He's got to dust himself down, get on with it, laugh in their face, put the ball in the net, and that'll annoy him more because they'll be smirking if they can cause Fred to have any booking early on or get sent off, and we don't need that. And we don't need the headlines again in the Monday morning that here we go, the same old. So they've all got to keep the heat because that team is more than capable of winning 2 or 3-0, as you say.
I think we spoke about it earlier as well, Jim. I think it was actually you that says that about the we'll ken what we Alfie is now. We ken he's a whole heat, but didn't it? And I didn't want to take that out of his game because you didn't know what we were going to lose if he did take that out of his game. But I think now the players are realising what he is and what he does. And as soon as he gets into any of these daft arguments with players, they're right there and they're taking him away and things like that. And he's actually walking away now, whereas before he was doing his bit of petulance and things like that. So I hope he's learning. He's still a young lad. Like I said, I didn't want to take out his game, but I think he is starting to learn a bit, and the players around about him are taking him away from these situations and maybe helping him out a wee bit because he didn't help himself a lot of the times, Jimmy, if we're honest.
No, but as Fox said, Fox doesn't like the word petulance, and there they are, because he's the type of player that likes to play on the edge, and there's been many players like him, but the opposing players know, he's like another Cantona, he's like a light switch. It's just on quick. The temper's there, so he's got to learn to try and curb that. And it was good to see Big Worrell running to him nearly half the length of the park, pulling him away for an instant that really didn't have anything to do with him apart from he was trying to stick up for one of his teammates. So he's got to be better than that and keep the heat that way and put the ball in the back of the net. But as I say, I keep saying Fox was right. People should keep using the word petulance and he's an angry wee man. That's the way they describe him on the TV and all that and radio, but he's not an angry wee man. He's just a man who likes to play on the edge, and he can take a tackle, Fred, and he can give one as well, but it seems to be when he gives one he gets booked for it or sent off. So let's hope he continues playing for the 90 minutes a day, guys.
Jimmy, see if Morelos was playing for them across the other side of the city, or if he was playing for an Aberdeen or a Hearts or a Hibs, they'd be waxing lyrical about him in the papers, man. The media would be fully how great a player he is. It's because he plays for us. That's why he gets this angry wee man stuff all the time. It's nothing to do with who he is or how he plays or anything else. It's to do with the colour of jersey he wears, Jimmy. Right. That's what 100%. It's truly all about. Oh, truly all about. But as far as Alfie's concerned, Jimmy, the best thing, you hit the nail right in the head there. The best thing the wee man can do today is bang a couple of goals in and score the winner for us. That's the best way to get back at them, He'll get the rough treatment, he'll get the studs down the back of the legs, all the normal stuff. But he's got to accept that, get on with it, crack a couple of goals into the back of the net, and that's the best way to get back at them.
Boys, we've been joined with Cairo on the phone. Are you all right, Cairo? How are you doing?
Not bad, George. Not bad. You're doing a wonderful job as a DJ. I like the way your voice comes across. You're doing all right, buddy.
All right, Cairo.
Even though you're fair, middle. I did on, George. I'm really looking forward to this game. The reason I'm calling in there is just as a support, we're starting to fall into this fucking lot. It's trappy blaming Alfredo for what's happened in the 3 or 4 games. I personally don't think Alfredo did any wrong. If that had been any other player, you wouldn't have had this sort of a tainting him and sort of a bringing him down and bringing everything we thing being scrutinised. We need to be praising Alfredo and telling him to play the way he plays. It's these fucking other lot need to start getting. The referees need to start getting a bit of fairness about them, and Rangers need to start talking out about some of the treatment that he's getting. Because honestly, the first game where he gets sent off, imagine getting sent off for that. I mean, it's ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous. You can say it was petulance or whatever you want, but it was ludicrous. There was nothing in it. He had been challenged 2 or 3 times before it. The guy ran across him 2 or 3 times to get him. The other ones that get sent off, come on, I mean, absolutely crazy. So this, I agree he needs to stay in the park, but for goodness sake, we need to start bumming him up rather as making him falling into their trap, calling him a hot heater, calling him somebody that's petulant or something like that. I think he's all right.
We'll see that last one, Cairo. First of all, Cairo, it's no Armadale, it's Stonyburn, but we'll leave that one. Your Easter shots, that's good enough for me. See that last game, Cairo, when him and Big McKenna got sent off? That was an easy decision for the referee. Simple decision because the two of them were thinking. I don't think Alfredo should have been sent off that day. I think the big boy kicked him in the face, and I genuinely think Alfredo was tangled up and tried to pull away. He shouldn't have been. Even if
you look at the photo, George, when you see the photo where it's the fit's going up and that, the guy's arse is about 2 feet off the ground, and where's he supposed to put his foot?
That's
the pits it down, he'll get done for stamping.
You can't argue with that. You can't hang with that because the referee just made the decision. It's simple as that. The bit I was talking about, see where he's walking away and he's still shouting out at the referee, and that's the only bit he needs to cut out. See the
I agree with that.
I like that, but see just talking to the referee, there's no point in doing that anymore because let's be honest, the referee doesn't even know what he's saying because he can't speak English, so it's just giving the referee an excuse to give him a card, which is silly. So I wouldn't want to take that out of his game, Cairo, because I think that's a big part of his game. He's the wee angry bit of him and the wee bulldog, but I like that. It's just the arguing back to the referees and he's saying, that back a bit.
Aye, no, I would agree with that, but I think as a support, we're falling into the narrative that's been put about by everybody that he's a petulant, unhappy, you know, sort of a nasty wee guy, like, you know, and I don't think that's right. I think the guy, his facial expression, even when he's happy, he's got a frown on him. He's a bit like Skipper.
But that's what I was saying, Kyra. How you doing? I hate that. Even Fox had said that. We hate the word petulance and that, and he's got a wee angry heat on him. And no, that's the way he plays. He plays on the edge, you know. And a lot of the guys that I sit beside the game, no, they're spouting rubbish like Selim and all that. He's costing his points. You know, it's no him that's costing his points. It's the bloody referees.
Yeah.
The referees.
I wouldn't have mind selling if we got 40 million for him.
No, that's a different thing. But the fact of the matter is people are blaming him, but he's no petulant. He's just, you know, like the way he plays to me, I think is brilliant. He's no fear to go in for the ball. He's no fear to take a challenge. But when he makes a challenge, then he's deemed to be the enemy, and the referee's falling into that trap, and it's bloody disgraceful.
Yeah, I think so. So I just that's
on social media about selling him. I mean, I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life. Who's going to score the 28 goals if you sell Alfredo? You know what I mean? He's a top goal scorer in Scotland, and some of the stuff on social media about getting rid of him, he's a waste.
I think before we go, I think he'll score 40 goals this season, and he'll get £1 million for every goal. Where you are.
Hopefully, he'll be gone in the summer. I mean, I don't think that. Unfortunately, Jimmy, he'll go in the summer. We'll get a huge bid for him in the summer. We won't be able to say not yet. But do you know what? See, the wee man keeps banging the goals in the way he does to the end of the season. I'll thank him and wish him all the best on his journey. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Here. You enjoy the pub anyway, Rudy, and I'll speak to you later.
Oh, well, Jimmy. Yeah, it's like
it's time for us to go. Time for us to go and get tuned in and watch this game. What I can say is thanks to Jimmy, thanks to everybody for calling in today and making it easy for me. And let's hope the Jers can get in the heart for the next round. We are the people.
We are the people.
We are the people. All the best, Jordy.
Cheers, guys.
I was going to watch the Rangers one day. They were playing Aberdeen, the game was away. I left very early that Saturday morn, and I hoped that the Jers would fuck the Dons. I had just arrived in Aberdeen when I glanced over to a field so green. The field was full of lambs and lots of sheep, and Aberdeen supporters with waders on their feet. I parked my car wondering what's going on. What were they doing, these supporters of the Dons? What happened next? I could not believe my eyes. Some of them had sheep and they undid their flies. Round and up and down, Dons fans rolling all over the ground, in the mud and shit and showing off their big bare Aberdeen arse. To myself, those poor wee lambs, having to put up with these Aberdeen fans. It really is an outrage, a fucking disgrace. But some of the sheep had a smile on their face. I thought, oh my God, have they no shame? On their way to their team's home game. Looking at the time, they better be quick. Then more of them pulled out. Round and up and down, Dons fans rolling all over the ground, in the mud and shit and grass, showing off their big bare Aberdeen arse. I drove off in my car to tell the police. They asked me to go with them and show them the place. So I went back and showed them where to go. Then they pulled up to the side of the road. The cops went in the field but nobody ran. The sergeant went up to an Aberdeen fan. What do you think you're doing, you silly wee bam? Who gave you permission to fuck? Round and round and up and down, Don's fans rolling all over the ground, in the mud and showing off their big bare Aberdeen arse. When I heard this, I was Joe the Tough. I could not get away quick enough. Obviously the police was a fan of Aberdeen, prefer fucking sheep to ball game. I'm home now, but I wish I'd never seen the sheep getting fucked by those men in Aberdeen. At least Rangers won, it wasn't a disaster, and Aberdeen fans are just sheep shagging. Sheep shagging bastards! I are just sheep shagging bastards! Sheep shagging bastards! I are just sheep shagging bastards! Sheep shagging bastards! I are just sheep shagging bastards! Sheep shagging bastards, oh you're just sheep shagging bastards. Round and round and up and down, Don's fans rolling all over the ground, in the mud and shit and grass, showing off their big bare Aberdeen arse. Round and up and down, Don's fans rolling all over the ground, in the mud and shit and grass, showing off their big bare Aberdeen arse. Sheep shagging bastards, I have the sheep shagging bastards. Sheep shagging bastards, I have the sheep shagging bastards. Sheep shagging bastards, I have the sheep shagging bastards. Sheep shagging bastards, I have the sheep shagging bastards. Round and up and down, Don's fans rolling all over the ground, in the mud and shit and grass, showing off their big bare Aberdeen arse. Round and up and down, Don's fans rolling all over the ground, in the mud and shit and grass, showing off their big bare Aberdeen arse, showing off their big bare Aberdeen arse, showing off their big bare Aberdeen arse.
Here comes an Aberdeen fan. Waiters one. Somebody's going to have a sore arse tonight.